What is going on, Heather? How are you?
Hi there. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah.
So my first question to you is, what do you prefer better, boxing or MMA?
Boxing. I love boxing.
Yeah.
I don't even like MMA.
Now, don't tell me you chose the sport because you wanted to get paid more money.
In the beginning it was to get more money and with the hopes that the more exposure, because women's boxing, it was at a time in 2016, 2017 when women really weren't doing as much as is happening now, weren't offered as much. So I went to MMA hoping the publicity would transfer back to boxing.
Okay. And how is that? I mean, I think what are you? You're two in. What is an MMA? You're two and two.
Two and
Well,
two, huh? Not so bad.
no, not so bad. I mean, I give you I give you credit just to enter that sport. And what other background do you have besides boxing that you're into the sport?
Nothing.
Street boxing?
No, nothing. My coach is like, all right, we're gonna take them to the streets. Every time we go out there, we're taking it to the streets, you know. And boxing, I had a limited kickboxing background, and um, my best friend Jenny works out at Lot MMA, so all the wrestling guys down there were helping me out, trying to get my old self to remember some stuff throughout my camps, but those days are over.
Yeah, man, you're very seasoned. I see you got the WBO, the WBC. I mean, you're definitely a seasoned boxer, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've been around a minute.
That's right, with a record of 23 and 2. So what got you into boxing? I mean, was it that like you was a fighter in the streets and you just wanted to get to
I
it?
I would never call myself a fighter in the streets, but I grew up in a community where it was like a community and a time where there were always fist fights in the streets, and you know your
Brooklyn?
mom will beat you up, your neighbor's mama will beat you up,
Brooklyn,
mouth
New
off.
York, you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. And so I had been hit before and it didn't bother me, and then I kind of just made my way into a gym when I was in the middle of my divorce, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to try to fight? We need a girl your weight." And I was like, "Yeah, you know, let's try." And I beat this girl so bad, and it was the first time I ever felt like I was good at anything. So I just stuck with it.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful story, man. So let's talk about your amateur background.
So I went to Gleason's gym and I met my first coaches, and I said I want to beat up everybody. And it was like, all right, so you know, put me right into a fight within a couple weeks. And I lost my first two amateur fights, but it was learning, you know, it was learning. And yeah, I didn't stop in 18. I was an amateur for 18 months and I won every title you could win: regionals, metros, nationals, golden gloves. And I had just turned 30 and thought, okay, I got my golden gloves. Let's turn pro. Let's do it.
So, who really inspired you to go to the pro route? I mean, I'm sure just fighting the best as an amateur kind of made you want to do that.
Well, Alicia Ashley was my coach. She was a WBC super bantamweight world champion, and I used to walk in the office every day and see her title. And there were so many big female champions come out of Gleason's. You know, Belinda Larquente, Melissa Hernandez, and Ronica Jeffrey, Melissa St. Phil. Like so many female champions who were pros and not getting visibility. And I just thought I could do this. I could do this.
No, that's freaking great. That's awesome, man. So, um, what made you actually get into boxing? Like, actually want to step into the ring, though. Like,
One of
in
the
actually, what made you want to step into the boxing gym?
Um, actually, my little sister, we were two single moms, not getting any child support. And I was like the dad. I would go out and work. Like I had like six jobs at the time just to put food on the table. And my sister took care of the kids. And they opened up a little karate dojo in my neighborhood, and she bought me a gift certificate. And I kind of was like, she was like, "You need a life. All you do is work and sleep on the couch." So I went to the gym, and the rest is history. The girl asked me to join the fight team, and I just haven't been able to stop.
That's awesome, man. So, describe that feeling being like the professional boxer from Brooklyn and being a female. You know what I'm saying? Just walking the streets. I mean, I'm sure you get so much love.
Yes, like you know,
Just like this live right now.
yeah, the neighborhood where I grew up in, Brooklyn is a huge place, but a small place. And you know, I have a teenage daughter. Who, you know, we'd be out and people are like, "Oh, he when you fight him, when you fight him," she was like, not so embarrassed. It's really sweet though.
That's like so. Talk about that transitioning of being a parent and a professional boxer
I
and
think
professional MMA. And are you going to go back to MMA?
no,
No.
not
Just,
unless they offer me $1,000,000.
mm, the
Not unless they
milli.
offer me $1,000,000 and they're gonna pay my daughter's tuition. Then I'll go back. But I don't think they want me back, so it's okay. It's okay.
That's fair. That's fair though.
Yeah, I love boxing and I still got boxing years left in me. So that's where that is.
Okay. Okay. So what's next for Heather Hardy?
Well, I just fought and won, and it felt great to be back in the ring. New coach, new team, and I'm already back in the gym, staying in shape. I asked my promoter to try to get me something small before Christmas because
Okay.
I'm sure next year, beginning of the year, when all the girls around my weight class that are signed with Top Rank with Eddie, they're gonna be looking for an opponent. So I keep my ass in the gym, stay ready
A
for any
businesswoman.
of them.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, let's talk about that last fight. I remember I was talking to you in your DMs, and you were saying, "Hey, I got a fight coming up this week, so I can't do this interview."
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Where was it held at? The venue, and talk about it.
So I fought in New York City at Times Square, which is really nice. That's where I got my start. Um, a small venue, 500 people, 600 people, a lot of fans, like you could spit from one end of the room to the next. And it was standing in the ring. It's a big difference from being at the Garden and like trying to find my mom as opposed to seeing my sister, my cousins, my clients, my friends, like
Right.
right there. It's a really intimate setting. And I felt like being with a brand new team for the first time and coming off 2 losses and such a big layoff and having such a different life. I just sent my daughter to college. So this is the first time I'm alone in so long, like ever. First
Yeah.
time I'm alone ever. So I felt like a small fight was the way to do it. And, like I said, I'm with a new team, a new coach. So all that, like the kinks were kind of being ironed out in the beginning, but it was really needed and great. And my team is really excited for whatever's next.
That's dope. That's dope. So, I mean, what's that feeling? I'm saying coming off on the big stages, coming back down to a venue of 500. I mean, I'm sure when it comes to the experience, you must be not necessarily cocky, but more relaxed.
Actually, because it was my first fight ever with the new coach, it was much more emotional and challenging than I thought it was going to be. And I was grateful for the fact that it was a small show and an
Hmm.
intimate show. And it was here at home that I could sleep in my bed. I mean, people don't realize like the difference to sleep in your own bed and then go to the weigh-in, or sleep in your own bed and then go to the venue that day, or be around certain people and habits and stuff. So I was very, very grateful. Like I needed this to be a small low-key. I almost feel like I need another one, but I don't know if we'll get that.
And elaborate for all the fans out there because I know exactly what you mean. Like, being in the comfort of your own home, knowing what you're drinking, knowing what you're eating,
Yeah.
knowing that's coming into. Describe that
Mhm.
because I know that you've been a road dog before.
Yeah, I have done a couple on the road, Bellator, and there's the thing about like you make weight, you cut weight, skinny, you can't wait to eat. You want to go to your favorite restaurant. Like I want bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning. Like I got used to it. I don't want to be in some hotel in Nashville eating out of Chili's. You know what I mean? Like there's something about getting into your own bed and not being in a hotel room and just getting your own shower and everything like that. And also rituals. Like I like to spend my fight days at Gleason's and I get my hair braided in the gym. And that's so abnormal for fighters to be in the gym, but I feel better. I feel better being around fights and around boxing and around my family. So, I was spoiled for a lot of years. So to be able to do this one at home really means a lot, meant a lot.
Liz, man, I love it. I see on your bio you have a pizza emoji and ice cream. Is that some of your favorite foods?
Yeah, I mean, I love to eat. There's wine in here.
Oh, okay. It's funny that you said that too because when I asked for the interview the first time, you did tell me, yo,
I was going out.
I was going out. I had a couple of drinks in me. I don't think it's a good time.
Not yet, not yet. Yeah, it's I'm a sucker for happy hour and good food. So it's
So
always
let
like my thing after the fights.
After the fights, right? So describe your diet like in training camp and stuff like that. I'm sure, and like the drinking is obviously off limits, right?
Yeah, we can't hit the bottle. I might give myself 1 day a week just for like a couple glasses in the living room, watch TV, but not as you get closer. I'm 40, so it's harder to lose weight. So I strict protein and vegetables only. 2 small meals a day. I eat at 3 and at 6:30, and that's it. That's a wrap.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, a lot of working out, a lot of training. It's you got to work twice as hard to keep an old body in shape.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So describe like more of the diet because like I know like bodybuilders they'll drink like a cup of wine like before their matches to get dehydrated and stuff like that. Is
Mhm.
that something good in boxing to do for
No,
weigh-ins?
no, because a cup, 12 ounces of wine translates to 12 ounces on the scale. So when you are cutting weight for bodybuilding, it's a different thing because it's how you look and not how dense you are, right? Whereas in boxing, it's not how you look, it's how much that scale says. So you put in 12 ounces of water, it shows 12 ounces of water. So you really, when you cut weight or you cut water or you do that final weight cut, what you're doing is pulling all the water out. And when your body is made up of mostly muscles, you can get more pounds of water out as opposed to if you're just, chubby or fat, you're not holding as much water. So I think I read somewhere once that Chris Algieri can shed like 17 pounds or something in water weight.
Really?
Why? He's so muscular and it's like,
Yeah,
that's
he's a
where all
big
the water.
welterweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I had a question. So, if you had to drop a dime, a jewel for like a young boxer, maybe a girl boxer, maybe an amateur boxer, what would you have to say entering this gruesome sport? You would tell them.
I would tell them to learn the business and learn how money is made because you'll never go anywhere with that. Boxing isn't about winning fights, it's about performing and earning money and what your role is to the people making money. Am I A side or am I B side? How long am I going to be A side? Am I being built up to eventually be sold out to be somebody's B side? And how much money can I make before that happens? If you're not a nationally, internationally ranked fighter, you're going to have a hard time coming up. Not to say it's impossible. You talked about Chris Algieri just now. He was a world champion kickboxer. He never did the amateurs. He never won the Golden Gloves, but he won a world title. But so it's never, never, but
Right.
it's not very likely. So you got to put your due diligence in the amateurs, get nice and ranked, get visible. And if you're not going to do it that way, learn how money is made.
Okay. Okay. That was some great advice, I would have to say. I took that in like with a grain of salt, I'm not gonna lie. Um, let's talk about some training camps. I'm pretty sure you've been around in different states. What's your favorite?
Training camp, just being home at Gleason's and boxing, like I'm a mom. This is my first camp when I didn't have to come home and do homework and cook and pick someone up from school. This is my first time, so I won a world title having to bring my daughter to school in the morning. I didn't get to travel. I didn't get to take 6 weeks off. And, I won my world title at Madison Square Garden and I made 20 grand for it. So 20 grand is like a break even for a fight camp when you break it all down. 20 to 25,000 is really the break even mark. So I never made enough money where I could just go away. I was always working full
And
time.
elaborate that for us, please.
Sure.
When
I mean, you make $20,000 right off the bat. 20 to 25% goes to your coaches. You got like 16, 18% is going to taxes. And now at this point, what do I got? 10 grand. I live in New York City. My rent is $4,000 a month. So we got like 2 months rent. So maybe I could buy 1, 2 pairs of Jordans, let my daughter go to a couple music concerts. But outside of that, a $20,000 fight really isn't, it really isn't giving me an opportunity to take any time off. I'm working full time my whole fight camp. So I wouldn't say that I'm traveling states or going away or taking a rest. Like it's a hustle.
mm, mm. Talk to me about some of the highs and lows of your career.
The highest high was probably, I have a couple. I think my first MMA fight, I knocked the girl out in the garden and I fell on my knees. Like I was so overwhelmed with emotion. And I just thought, like, coming from New York, like, Billy Joel plays this piano here. And that, and the whole, 40,000 people were going, Hardy, Hardy. And it was just like so surreal. Like, I didn't grow up in the kind of neighborhood where you would ever think that would happen to you. I didn't grow up in a place where I was surrounded by, you know, wealthy people or famous people or people who would be at the Garden standing where Billy Joel plays his piano. So that was like a really humbling moment. And probably the hardest one was this most recent camp, because my coach of 12 years was my boyfriend, and this was the first time that we had been separated. So it was my first time not having him as my coach or my boyfriend going into a weigh-in or a fight or, a weight cut.
How
And
long was this relationship?
12 years.
Wow. Wow.
So it was really like, I knew I was okay because my coach is like my dad, Hector Roca, who became my head coach. I've known
I know
him
that.
the whole
Okay.
time. So Papa has been my, like my everything for the last, it's like I felt completely safe with him, but it was still so scary and so different, having done so many amateur and pro fights in 2 sports, 3 sports if you count my amateur kickboxing, and then just the first one being different. So that was really terrifying.
Um, this is a good question because you answered one of my questions as far as why the coach changed. But better yet, even a better question is we all see the dad and trainer relationship all the time. We don't really hear about relationship training. Describe that a little bit and how that, has changed your life as a fighter.
It's really tough to be in a relationship with your coach because you take home stuff into the ring. Like,
Mm.
I'll always respect Roca as my dad. I'll never talk back to him. I'll never say anything. But you're mad at your man, and then you go into the ring and have to listen to him. It's a crazy dynamic, but it's a really common relationship because women go into the gym to these male coaches, and they're teaching you something. You're watching them do what they're good at. You're watching them at work. You're so intimate. You're trusting them. It's really like super common for women and their coaches or women and their trainers.
So that's common. That's
Yeah.
very okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Um, let's talk about your trainer now. I mean, describe a little bit about him, some of his accolades, and why you enjoy working with him.
Sure. So my head coach, Hector Roca, has been like my dad for my whole career, even in the amateurs, even when I had other coaches. He would always come over and help me and take care of me and look out for me. And he trained, Arturo Gatti. He trained Hillary Swank and Million Dollar Baby. He's had like 30-something world champions. Um, Traveled the world. Like, he's worked with everyone. Everyone knows Hector Roca. He's one of the smartest guys in boxing. And my second, Henry De Leon, is probably my best friend, and was helping me like get back in shape and motivated me to go running and motivated me to do stuff. And just for the first time, I felt like a really positive energy. And Henry is like the only guy that Roca will work with. So it works out really good. We have a good team. He says it's like his daughter and his son.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you like watching boxing on TV, or you're just more into the sport?
I love to fight. I don't
It's
like
funny
to
because
watch.
all the women boxers say the same thing.
Yeah, I love to fight. I'm good at fighting. I got in the ring the first time and I thought, wow, this is the thing that I'm going to do to make my family survive, to get my daughter out of this neighborhood and into a better school. And this is the thing. So it was never like, I want to be like Muhammad Ali. I
Yeah.
don't know. I always get, the coaches hate that I don't watch boxing. But plus, I'm in the gym at 6 a.m. every day. Some days I don't get home until 6, 7 at night. I never stay up that late.
So, do you completely owe it to your coaches when it comes down to like your style?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because normally, like people build the style off of like watching some of their favorite fighters, and
No, I just like to fight. I'm very competitive. I don't like to lose. I'm not afraid to get hit. And so, I'm a boxing coach myself. I know that that's the easiest person to have. The one that comes in, is not scared, is not afraid, is willing to do the work, and just tell me what to do and I'll do it. So
open-minded. Yep.
I'm a little hard-headed, and Roka always says, "You're not very smart, baby," but I listen and I try, and that's all you can. That's all you can do.
Right, right. So, not even any women boxers. All
That I
right.
watch. I mean, yeah, like I'll watch the fights always. Like, there was the big Clarissa Shields fight this weekend, and Michaela and Alicia fought
Commitment.
this weekend. Like, of course, I tuned in for those because these are girls who are in my field, like within my weight class. I watched Amanda Serrano a couple weeks ago. You know, these are all girls who they might call me up to be the next opponent at
So you're looking at
120.
it as in a competition level.
You know, like what am I up against? What are these girls doing as opposed to what I'm not doing? What do I got to step up? Because
Right.
you know, the Katie Taylor fights, anything between 126 and 135 they could call me for, and at this stage in my career I got to be ready to go in there with whoever they want, right? Because these are the contracted girls. I'm just the one with the decent record who's kind of floating around at 40 that they're going to try to grab in. So of course
Brooklyn with the name too. Don't get it twisted.
you
You
know,
got
yeah, I'm saying,
popularity.
like, don't ever sleep on someone born in the 80s from Brooklyn. We built different.
So what would you have to say? Who pays more, women MMA or women boxing?
Right now, female fighters are making a lot more money than at the time when I had won my world title. I made $20,000. But
Elaborate when it comes to fighters. You're talking about boxers?
when I won my boxing world title, I was paid $20,000, and that was in 2018. And I had made my MMA debut in 2017 and got $25,000 and a lot more perks to it. So back then, 5 years ago, there was a difference. I know some of these girls now are making six figures, and I could probably earn six figures
But
as
just
a home.
started though. Just started due
It
to
did
Jake
just
Paul,
start.
correct?
It did just start within the last like year or so, and I
Yeah.
genuinely felt like, am I ready to hang up my gloves, knowing that I've been an advocate for this for my whole career? Like, is there more boxing left in me that I can make some money, or did I miss it? So, you know, that's why I'm back. I'm not gonna lie, that's why I'm back, because I think that I put in enough work and I earned a shot at a paycheck. I don't care about
Lit.
them bills. I earned a shot at a paycheck.
Right. So going upon that, what are your feelings upon Jake Paul and what he has done with women boxing?
He's done unbelievable things, not even for women's boxing, just for boxing. You know, everybody, you can't. My mom told me never knock nobody's hustle. This guy's making money, and he's making money for other people, and he's doing it in a way like for what I see him do for Amanda and what I see him do for his undercard fighters. You know, cards fall out, and he's handing money
He's
out of
still
his own
paying. He's
pockets.
still paying.
Yeah, and like in boxing, that's unheard of. Generosity is
Eddie
unheard
Hearn
of.
don't do that.
Yeah, so I don't. My mom said never knock nobody's hustle. I would never come out of my face and say something bad about somebody who's successful and making money. When haters hate, they hate hard.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Did you see that knockout clip
I
with him
wish.
and Anderson Silva? No, you don't want no comment either. Shoot, I like you. I like you already. So, just to wrap it up, because I know that you have a long day. Um, give me a hit list, girl.
I can't do that. You know why? And like in my whole career, everyone's like, "Oh, Heather's a politician." I'm really not. Like I'm not. I'm not good at arguing. I wouldn't be a fighter if I was good at arguing. I would be a lawyer. You understand? I'm not about to sit here and say I want to fight this girl so that she can be on social media and do this shit, and then I'll be at home ready to fucking drive my truck somewhere and go fucking roll up on somebody. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I will say I want to fight anybody who got money. I don't give a fuck about the belts. I don't care about the title. I don't care about the rank. I want to make some money in the sport. So anybody they can give me as an opponent, I'll take it.
So you're not a firm believer in talking your way into a fight.
Nah, I can't do that. It's, you know why? You got to be true to who you are and yourself. And like, that's one thing in the media and on social, and my presence is who I am all the time. And I'm just not a person. I'm not combative like that. I'm not like that. I love to
Respect it.
fight. I'll pop you off right here, but I'm not gonna do that. That's
Okay. So who you got in this mega fight that hopefully might happen? Spence and Bud Crawford.
I mean, that's a good one, but I think Bud Crawford is the best in boxing right now, period. Or
I agree.
pound for pound. You know, pound for pound, I think that he has just got everything. So, not to say that Spence ain't great. He's not better than me, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that you could put anybody's name next to Bud.
You're basically, agreeing with Roy Jones when he says that when it comes to IQ, it's not even close.
No. And in even like technique, heart, drive, like just everything that guy got, everything you need in boxing, that guy got it in extra.
That's right. No, absolutely, man. And so there's nobody right now like you, even with the guys that you enjoy watching?
I don't not enjoy watching. I just never stay up for boxing, and I'm not like
It's late,
super.
right?
Yeah, I'm not super excited for it. And plus, I'm a boxing trainer and I fight, so I'm in the gym from 6 to 6, sometimes 12 hours a day, sometimes two gyms a day. They had this Loma fight at the Garden, and
I was
Jill.
there. I was there.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh, you want to go? You want to go? I'll give you tickets. I'll give you tickets." I'm like, "No, I've been around boxing 50 hours this week. I want to stay home."
Yeah, you had the ring sides ready to go and everything.
I did. I was like, and I always do that, and it's so stupid, but it's not my thing.
I was sitting next to your friend actually, Guzman, Joel,
Oh yeah,
my guy.
yeah. He's
Yeah, him,
skinny
him and
now.
Theo.
He's
Huh?
skinny. He's skinny now.
Yeah, I see that. I told him he's like, oh, I don't drink. I don't drink. I was like, okay, okay, got you. I got you, pretty boy. He's older than everybody, but he's looking
Uh-huh.
younger than everybody.
Yep. Yep.
Well, it was nice chalking it up with you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow back as well.
Yeah.
I can't wait to look forward to seeing your career and see you blossom, man. I think you're a true raw talent, and
Thank you.
Brooklyn must be happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Any shout outs you'd like to give out?
Oh, don't put me on the spot, man. I can't think. Thanks to all the fans and everybody who tune in, and
And the upcoming sponsors and
yes, the upcoming sponsors, to Everlast, best sponsor in the world. That's it.
thank you, Heather, for having
Thank
me.
you. It was nice talking to you.
Absolutely. Enjoy.